And the very first lady that we have coming up is Orel Brodt. Come on up, ma'am. Orel has many, many titles. I mean, commercial real estate, realtor is one of, but I actually prefer artist because she's actually a phenomenal artist and a fashionista, if you can't tell. So anyways, I prefer those titles, just FYI.
Lucky for us, we don't have to pick just one. All right, ladies, how are you all doing today? Thank you. I have a question. Do you guys want to hear a secret? Like just spill a little tea between me and you? Awesome. Perfect, because I'm going to tell you a few secrets today. First and foremost, you have the power to create the world you want to live in. As Audrey Hepburn famously stated, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. You can do anything you want. You're the artist of your own life, and every decision you make is a brushstroke on a canvas that is your self-portrait. The architect that builds their life one building block at a time. So imagine this. Imagine waking up one day and feeling like everything you've accomplished feels meaningless. At 24, I had everything I thought I wanted. I was living in New York City. I was working as a fashion designer. I had a super cute studio apartment in the West Village. I was dating a man that, at the time, I was in love with, and I later learned was very toxic. And I thought to myself, why aren't I happy? I should be happy, right? 15 and 18-year-old and 20-year-old me dreamt of this moment, but I wasn't. You know that feeling like, I really should love this, but I don't. And so I changed everything because I was a workaholic who was tired and I wanted to do something completely different. So I sold all of my things, I quit my job, I broke up with my ex, and I went solo backpacking Southeast Asia. I mean, thank you. I had never, ever not been in a relationship. And from 15 years old, I was a serial monogamist, and I had never, ever not had a job and an internship and classes. Because like I said, workaholic. So it was the first time in my life I was 100% free 100% of the time. And I loved it. I really did. Then life handed me a curveball. Enter stage left, the pandemic. So while I'm frolicking through Southeast Asia, I got the second to last flight back to America before they closed borders. Yep, and my family had moved to East Tennessee. So I came here to be with them, thinking I would sign a contract for 1 year, and I told them not a single day over 1 year. And that was 5 years ago. And I created an entire new life that I did not expect to be part of my trajectory. I started a new career as a real estate agent, and while I am still an artist and I do paint murals, I do love my job. I met a very sweet country boy from Dandridge, and I fell in love. I know, me, with a country boy. And I created this whole new world around nature and hiking and balance. And do you know that you're allowed to sleep 8 hours a night? That's just free. And I was happy. And I thought, wow, all the pieces really fit together. Curveball number 2. At 28 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer. I know what you guys are thinking. A, I shouldn't be crying because my makeup looks great. And B, that's crazy. Like, there's nothing more shocking than finding out that you think your life is over. But it wasn't. Because I told myself it wasn't. Because you can be diagnosed with an illness, but I chose not to make that sickness my personality. Because like I told you, you get to build the world you want to live in. You get to choose to be happy. You get to choose to have your own optimistic approach to every single thing you do in your life. And so I rebranded it in my mind. I said, oh no, this is not a story of sadness. This is a story of resilience, of strength, of building a new world for yourself. And I was so lucky. When I got diagnosed, my then boyfriend, now fiance, thank you for asking, was sitting with me on the couch, and I was crying because I do that. And I said, baby, I just feel so loved. My community showed up for me. People flew in from all over the world just to sit by my side. My family was always there for me. My mom never left my side, even when sometimes I kind of wish she would. And we chose to take chemo by storm. You know that moment in Legally Blonde where she goes, "What, like it's hard?" That is what I wanted to do with chemo. So my mom and I dressed up like it was the mother, excuse my French, fucking runway every single time. And I said, listen, I might feel sick, but I don't want to look sick, because when I look good, I feel good. And that is my strength. I find joy and strength and happiness in getting dressed up. And actually, it brought a lot of joy to the other patients and the nurses and even the doctor who said we were kind of high maintenance, but who always came and visited us during treatment when he didn't visit anyone else. And the little old lady that handed out snacks, she used to come to visit us every single session just to show us what she was wearing, because she would dress up for us. And that joy, that's contagious. There's a concept called enclothed cognition. And it basically is a study that shows that what you wear can actually change how you feel. Not only how others see you, but how you feel about yourself. So they did this study. They took a group of people from the street and they put them into 3 groups. 1/3 of them were wearing their street clothes. 1/3 of them were given a white coat and were told it was a lab coat. And 1/3 of them were given the same white coat but told it was a painter's smock. 100% of the people wearing the lab coat did better in all cognitive tests than any other group. Because there's something about putting on that uniform, knowing that you're meant to take this seriously, that can change how you see your whole life. There's another concept called dopamine dressing. Dopamine dressing is getting dressed to bring you joy. And I love to do that every single day. Every single day, because it's part of your every moment. You have to get dressed to leave the house. You don't have to, but you probably should, legally. And for me, I'm like, why not take that and make it a tool? Why not take my getting dressed up as an opportunity to show my strength? Oh, I did not flip the paper. And so I used that to create the world that I wanted to live in. Through community, connection, family, and fashion. Yes, fashion is one of my preferred mediums, if you couldn't tell. I chose to make that world, and you have the same choice. You can choose anything you want every single day. So I want you to think about what makes you feel strong? What makes you feel passionate and confident when you leave the house? Are you giving that enough energy? A lot of us tend to think, oh, how can I help others? Which is amazing. But you can also choose to do that for yourself. And there's a lot of people in television that use the same format that I do. If you are a TV person, which I am, think about how Barney Stinson always suits up. Or RuPaul, who is my favorite person in the world, he will never leave the house unless he's either in a custom suit or in full drag. Because, as he says, we're all born naked, but the rest is drag. Or Carrie Bradshaw. We all know her life is a mess, but her outfits are iconic, and that's how she lives her life. So I ask you again, what do you want your world to look like? Another shero of mine, Miss Oprah Winfrey, stated, "The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change their future by merely changing their attitude." So I implore all of you, choose joy, choose confidence, and choose yourselves, because the best world that you can create is the world that's authentically yours. Thank you.